You know that day when you were born of your mother? Yeah, God already had a plan for you. Notice this. He says to Jeremiah, before I formed thee in the womb, or in the belly, I knew thee. Notice, he says, I formed you. He's the one forming you. And before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. God already wanted Jeremiah to be a prophet unto the nations while he was forming him. But it's not just Jeremiah. Check this out. Psalm 139 famously says that I am fearfully and wonderfully made. And notice he says, my substance, that's referring to the embryo, was not hid from thee when I was made in secret. That's the mother's womb. And curiously wrought in the lowest parts of the earth. That's poetic language. Thine eyes did see my substance, my embryo, being yet unperfect. We weren't formed yet. We had a little heartbeat and brainwaves, but we didn't have, arms and biceps. And in thy book all my members were written, which in continuance were fashioned when there was yet none of them. God already had thoughts, precious thoughts towards you about your life before you were even formed. But check this out, it gets better. Paul preached in the book of Acts, he says, we are made of one blood, all nations of men, for to dwell on the face of the earth, and hath determined the times before appointed, and the bounds of their habitation. What does that mean? He chose when to bring you into this earth. There's a reason you weren't born in 1817 or 538 or 2001. You were born when you were born for a reason, my friend. And look at this, brothers and sisters. He says the bounds of their habitation. That's where we would live. Where would we be born? God already had that part figured out. There's a destiny in your life that has something to do with the time you were born and where you were born and the very DNA that God chose you to have, and out of all the trillions of possibilities in that DNA, that you would come out the way you are. Don't be ashamed of your long nose, your stubby nose, your big ears. Don't worry about any of that. Don't be worrying about being lanky or too short. God planned it that way. It's for his purpose, but it gets better than this. Paul writes to the Ephesians, he says, according as he hath chosen us in him before the foundation of the world, that we should be holy and without blame before him in love. He predestined us to be adopted as children of Jesus Christ. He predestined us all to be saved, and he chose all of us, but we don't always all choose him. And notice this, he chose you before there was a world. So before there was an oak tree, before there was a tiger or a giraffe, you were on his mind.